prevent doing mistakes. I will be talking about the secret weapon in real estate, that transaction coordination, and how can we help and collaborate. But I will first go about who are these people. So that's my family, and I got married in Israel because we had a wedding in winter, and I was born in Ukraine. So I came to US 5 years ago. I didn't know anything about real estate. 10 years ago, I didn't know English. So I didn't know any words, anything you can understand, right? Like no English. I spoke only Ukrainian. And I came to US, and my husband was like, these flippers make so much money, like dollar sign, you know? We need to start doing real estate. And I was like, yeah, cool, but I'm not interested. And he was like, but you need to help me because your English is better than mine, and I can do construction. And I'm like, I get it, but I'm not interested. And somehow he tricked me, and here I am. I'm passionate about real estate, I love real estate, and that's what we do full time. But imagine ideal deal, right? You learn how to find this deal, and you found it, and you're like, great. I go open the escrow, and I'm going to make so much money. And then a couple of days before the closing, how usually title company, they will start working on your deal just a couple of days before the closing. They will tell you, oh, there's some issue. And lucky you if they tell you before something happens. Sometimes issues will be discovered after the closing, when you already invested money. So we, as a TC, we try to prevent issues rather than fix them after something happens. And a lot of deals, they fell apart or their issue after the closing, again, not because we could avoid that. And it would be less expensive, less stressful, and everyone would be present because guess what? Before the closing, when no one got their money, everyone is responding. Once closing is done, they gone. Like money is gone and people gone. And it's way easier to prevent issue rather than fix them. I started to learn real estate 3.5 years ago. I joined Sub2, and I was overthinking, just like everyone else. I was going to all the cool Zooms because we have like 32 of them every week, and I was listening. It helps me now because I still learn something, but I was like, everything should be perfect before I start doing something. What if I miss? What if I mess? I want to have everything. I want to know everything. And then after that, I will start doing something. So it took me 1.5 years, actually, to start working on deals. And I started to work on deals because of the community. There's no way when you're around people like Nita, like Gabby, Angie, Rachel, we all, when we together, when we like working on deals together, we don't need to know everything. The beauty of community that we just need to do at least something, at least move in the right direction, and then you will have people on your side who've done it so many times that they will just guide you. And so I got a lot of questions, what does a transaction coordinator do? And it depends, but we help all the visionaries to manage their paperwork. We help to make sure that you meet all your deadlines, that you're not worried that you have like end of inspection. We will just send you a text like, hey, you know, your inspection is coming to the end. Do you want to extend? Do you want to cancel this transaction? Because I work with a lot of wholesalers, and I'm like, hey, you need to let me know because we don't want you to lose money, and we want to prevent it. Same with closing date. Closing date is soon, and we don't have extension, so we just prepare and send it to the client. They don't need to worry about that. It saves them time. They don't need to know everything, and I hope you know that you definitely don't need to know every little thing. That's hard, especially when you start. There are small things that you can imagine. Even me, I'm doing it for 2 years. I've closed over 200 transactions. I do through many transactions, and still I will learn something new. So, but I do have good mentors too that if I have any questions, I go to them, and if my clients have questions, they go to me. Uh, so we keep communication going. As a TC, I will touch on every transaction every day, and we have a team of TCs. I used to do like 10 transactions at a time, and I was overwhelmed. Now I have such a good system. I have assistant, I have a team. We can handle 60, 70 transactions at a time, and we will not be overwhelmed, and we will not miss a deadline. It's just because of the system. And I know you guys can start without the system, but honestly, as a TC, I need to have a system. Otherwise, my client can lose money, and I cannot allow that to happen. Because we're here to help you and to protect you. We don't give legal advices, but sometimes I have to correct attorneys too. It just happened that.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
But we all know, right? Because they're like, can you call me and explain me? And they will tell that they know what they're doing, but it's not because they don't want to help you. Sometimes they just don't know how. And you can only know how if you already went through that. Or you have someone on your side, like your mentor, and they told me, because that's what we run with Gabriela. When we started to work together, she was like, I have this title company owner, and she says, I'm doing this business for 20 years. I know how to do that, and your transaction coordinator is not correct. I was like, get her on the phone. I will talk to her. I'm like, there's no way. I don't know what I'm talking about. And she was like, I'm a shark. And by the end of the call, she was like, I got it. Yeah, we didn't do that correctly. They didn't protect sellers on sub-2 transactions, and she didn't realize it. It took me, 30 minutes to explain the process. So she was like, oh, I got it. So you guys, if they were doing it 20 years and she got it when she talked to me, so don't expect from you to know everything. You definitely need to have someone on your side, at least one person in your team, guys. If you all go in a group and no one knows what you're doing, that will be probably a sad scenario. But at least someone and you have Nita here, so you covered and blessed, you guys, so you can JV. That's a beauty, again, of the community. You need to move toward your goal, decide what you want to do, and then you will get it. Just like Gabby, she built a foundation. She has all the community working alongside with her, and they don't need to know it. They just bring her deal, and she's like, I got it from this. I will do that. So why do you need a transaction coordinator? If you have experienced partner and you're not super busy, maybe you don't need. But when you go and scale and do many deals, you want to maximize your time. You don't want to track these deadlines. You don't want to discover mistake after it happens. You want to scale your business, prevent costly mistakes. Trust me, a lot of mistakes, you can easily prevent it, and it's hard to correct them. So sometimes the cost of not having a TC or someone experienced on your site can be hard. I have at least 2 people every week come to me and tell, can you please review my documents, especially after I will do some posts on social media about some common mistakes. People like, oh, I probably didn't do this and that, and they will reach out, and I'm like, oh, we're missing half of the documents that needed, especially with creative deals. You need to know and have someone that can help you. And there's different ways that you can work with TC, right? You can, I have a lot of consultations. Sometimes people get the deal and they're like, how do I get it under contract? What do I need to put? I don't want to miss anything. So we do a consultation and we do a contract walkthrough. So we can help with that. Again, not giving legal advice, but we can walk you through so you're confident. Sometimes people do deals themselves, and that's okay. Try, go. And if you hit a roadblock, you're like, okay, at this point, I think I need someone to help me. And then you can still call me if it's not too late. Or we can just work on transaction together, right? So I know that I was going to talk about cash transaction. It will be the second one, but this house teach me a lot. I now live in this house for the winter, and I will be rented it out for a long time. But I bought this house. It was my first creative transaction, and I was telling my TC, like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I need to fully rely on you. And same for the investor who was wholesaling it to me. I'm like, I need to rely on you because I have no idea. I heard something about Sub2. I am in Sub2 community, but before you do that, you're like, I don't know, guide me. And they're like, we got you. I'm like, cool, let's go. So on a closing date, I fly out to Florida and happens to have that nothing was ready. We're like, oh, we need to reschedule for another week. I was like, oh, nice. So I need to fly back home, I guess, right? And I came again, and they were like, oh, there's a mistake. And they sent me all the documents, and it was the wrong name on documents. And I was like, TC, did you check these documents before? And they're like, oh, we didn't see that. So I was like, I cannot come back again. Can I just change a lock? And we didn't close it yet, right? So I changed lock, went home, and the structure of the settlement was done the wrong way. And every fee that you can imagine of was done on top of the purchase price, which they told that like realtor's fee were included in the purchase price, and everything was on top. So I overpaid like $40K on top because it was structured so wrong. And again, guys, I didn't know, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I knew something, and I was like, this doesn't look correct. And they were like, your TC said to do it this way. So there's a lot of things that if I were a TC on this file, oh my goodness, it would be such a different transaction, or it would not be closed. But it's too late, right? Because I didn't know, they didn't guide me. So the key is not to have a TC, the key is to have a good TC. Because sometimes when you do it yourself, you even try it, but you will be more careful than people who pretend like they know, but they actually not on your side. And yeah, but the wholesaler got what they promised and what they needed. So this transaction was assignment, 15,000. The wholesaler said it will be 10, and then he sent assignment for 15. So there's a lot of things, and it was so you guys, but because of that, I became a TC professor. I'm telling you, I will not miss a scene. If I could go back in time, I still can go back in time and sue everyone, but I'm still thinking about that. So, yeah. Because that's not everything. The TC missed 20,000 assessment on a property.
Oh,
That property, they don't have it. So, but the Sub2 deal was 2.8 interest, you guys. Sometimes you will get cash deals, sometimes you will get creative. You don't need to know how to structure them. If it's a good deal and you see like numbers looks good, just bring it to Nita, DV. You don't need to know, you don't need to like negotiate and, if you don't know something. And there is seller carryback at 0%. And it was a couple that divorced, actually. It was Airbnb, and final will be, they sent me fake paperwork for the HOA that allows me to, that was showing that I can rent it for short-term rental. So I furnished the house, and it's like 12 months minimum. So, but because of these lessons that we go through, we know how to, I don't want anyone, I'm like, I would not allow my client to go through a similar deal. I would not allow my client to not review HOA documents or miss any assessment. You guys, 20K. And this is settlement statement. That's another thing that you don't need to know how to read when you close in first deal, but you do need to have someone to walk you through. As a TC, a lot of the time, I will hop on a Zoom, I will review it on a Loom, I will go through numbers because you need to know how to read documents. The highest mistake I saw on documents was 40K, and no one catched it, and I was like, we review documents 48 hours, we try to, 48 hours before the closing. In Detroit, 2 hours before the closing, because they want to close within one day, but we need to know how to read them. That's your money. Can you go and sue them after the closing? Yes. Will that worth it? Maybe, maybe not, depending. If it's 40K, probably yes. And guess what title company said? They were like, here's corrected documents. No, sorry, no, thank you. They will not tell sorry. Some of them will. We found one, right? Yeah, we have a good one in Michigan. So as you can see, everyone got paid. And here's something that you want to probably save. That's a cash deal transaction checklist, and that will help, and that will save you a lot of money. Because sometimes we get a contract and we see that, hey, the property owner is different. So should we check? Maybe they trying to scam you. And sometimes the purchase agreement missing details. So definitely save, and same with assessment and utilities. Title company, they will not be responsible if they miss any assessment that will be recorded after the closing, even with the back date. And then you will need to handle it. So you can call and say, hey, city, is there any assessment? Is there any utility bills? Is there any plan to reduce a road and put assessment on my property? With HOA, you have to be even more careful. My husband, when he says, do you want to buy this house in HOA? I'm like, no. I got one already. It's enough. Yeah.
So I noticed we were doing some deals in Florida.
Yeah.
And it was a vacant land. And a couple of times it happened. They're marketing themselves, but they were false sellers.
Yes, that happens.
Many times
Yes.
It happened on the closing before closing. This was a false thing.
Yeah, but also we check it, and Gabriel can confirm. I will review LLC, I will review who the owner is, I can check their background because I use the app Forewarn, and it allows me to check the background, their mailing address, if they alive or not, everything about them. With land, some people will sell you the land, especially people get into the trouble. They can sell the land, that's the only access will be to fly to that land.
The aerial,
Yes.
aerial space.
Yes. So before onboarding the file, even as a TC, I will review your paperwork. I will not onboard a file I ask for the purchase agreement, if there's assignment, if there's middle assignment, right? Sometimes assignment of assignment. I review everything. I cannot take the file. And if I have questions, I will ask hey, we need to go back to that wholesaler and check because there's something is not lining up. So if there's open bankruptcy, especially for creative deals, open loan modification, we just don't touch them. Some banks for creative transactions, we don't touch them because they will call it due. So there's a good checklist for you. And what can you buy sub to? Basically almost everything, right? Boats, RV parks, small RV parks, multifamily. You can buy it all sub to. And you don't need to know. The beauty of it, you don't need to know how, guys. You just need to find, and so seller says, yes, I want, and you want to do some kind of due diligence to not overload Nita with bad leads, because if you just send her listing and say, Nita, I got a deal, it's not a deal, it's just a listing. So respect people's time, because sometimes when people start me to send their deals, because I'm also flipper. My husband is flipper, but I can tell that I'm flipper. So when they send me bad leads all the time, sometimes I will not open the email because I'm I know this guy. So, and the main concern will be due on sale. I will not be talking about that, but you guys, if you get a due on sale, we got you. Do you need to know how to fix due on sale? No. Do we need to make sure we prevent it from happening? Yes. We want to do our best, and some banks will just not even take a chance to work with them. So stay organized. When you scale, same what Pace was talking, we want to build the foundation. How many years did it take for Nita to build the foundation? Now you can see success, you can see the right mindset, but it took time. Same with you guys. When you want to scale, you need to build the foundation. If you don't build the foundation and scale fast, you will fail. If you don't have right people on your side, but we blessed, right? We don't know to try to figure out. We have a community, and community of open-minded people. I was thinking this morning how blessed we are. We have these people that they go to the same direction. They will hold your hand. You don't need to know a thing. You just need to be willing to do the work. So, and of course, verify everything. Yeah, I verify everything, everyone, and their mom. Like, seriously. We had a deal in Michigan that our point of contact, we miss her. And we're like, we cannot call her, like, what's happening? And I did a research, and she actually died.
Yes. It was like during our only
Oh, that transaction was taken so long that someone left the title company, that person died. And then we were like, we found the sellers through the Forewarn because there's an app who is licensed realtor. It's like a very cheap app, and it will give you background, mailing address, correct number. And we found her one day before she moved out from her place, and she was like 83 years old?
84.
84. Yeah, so we would just lose her, but we saved the deal
Yes.
because we need to be little detectives.
We are detectives.
Yeah, we are. It's like a special.
Detectives, yes.
So imagine you guys, your best friend, and they will lose house like in 2 weeks, and someone comes in not to just make them cash offer, but they come in to actually provide a solution for them. And that someone can be you. You can come and you can save someone, and money will come. We don't need to be greedy. Money will come. But if our intentions right, we will get there, and God will send us right people to go together, because no one, like, did you meet anyone rich and successful and so they done everything by themselves? No, there's no time and no possibility to do that. And another deal, I will just quickly touch base. We got a deal under contract, sub 2. We invested money into cleaning house. Invest as much as you want to lose before you close, right? If you want to invest money, be ready to lose it. Be ready to part. Like, you don't need to expect no one will pay you back. You cannot do anything with it. And we're like, okay, we can spend like 400, and then we spend another 400. I'm like, oh, that's kind of too much, but we still spent to clean it up. And we were buying sub 2, and we wholesaled sub 2, and on final, you cannot buy, again, you need to know city requirements. We couldn't buy without city inspector coming through. And it was like short timeline before the auction, and we're like, oh my goodness, he came the last minute, we on time, and then we were going to close. And he was like, so the gas is off, I cannot finalize my inspection. And we're like, okay, so we cannot close. And we're like, what should we do? In Minnesota, we have 6 months redemption. Know your law. So the property was sold like $50,000 less than he had mortgage for. We're like, oh, okay, I guess we just signed in another contract. So we like, seller, what do you need? And he was like, I just need $5,000 and I want to just leave. I'm ready. So we actually sold it to Blackstone, but they tried to go around us, but we had a memorandum. Again, know how to protect yourself. Like, I'm like, no, don't play with us, just pay us.
Blackstone.
Yeah, I know, yes. And actually, someone else brought them to us, and they were like, let's cut out that wholesaler. I'm like, I'm here for the long time. I will be here for a long time. I'm not cutting out anyone. And you will pay him if you want this deal. If not, move on. We have another buyer. And sometimes you have to pivot. You need to like, okay, we cannot do this. What should we do? You don't need to cancel the deal immediately if something went wrong. You need to have someone on your side to brainstorm ideas with. And we wholesaled redemption deed, guys. So the flipper who bought it, he brought only our fee, $30,000. He paid wholesaler $5,000 and seller $5,000. He cleaned it up. Redemption deed, you don't need to pay it off for next 6 months. So he did remodel, sold on the market, pay off within 4 months, and made $80,000. Yes. So that's a power of community. That's a power of being, to know like your local market, to know where you like doing deals, do research, have someone professional on your side, and you will prevent issues rather than fix them. It's way easier to prevent everything. So, and also because we're short on time, you guys can also reach out to me. You can say my Blink card, and we can have some one-on-ones with your questions specific to your transaction, because I can talk for many hours because we've done so many transactions, but just for you, just so you know, I don't accept any one-on-ones with other people because I simply don't have time. I do paid consultation, but for you, I will do free consultation specific for your deal or specifically for your question. But question has to be structured, not just pick up my brain. It's picked already. But let's talk about specific deal. Thank you, Nita, and everyone.